Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Mega Trip. I'm Dom, and this is the travel vlog that inspires you to adventure. This time, we're going to be exploring the wonderful, beautiful, exciting Belfast and Northern Ireland here in the UK. So here's what's coming up on this episode of Mega Trip. Can't go to Belfast and completely ignore the politics. My friend reliably tells me they used to grow some psychedelics. The building was actually built as a tribute to me. Just stopped to try and take a little bit of footage of this boat that's headed out. If we're lucky, we might just see some dolphins. Through the magic of editing, you now know more than I do about what's going to happen to me on this particular adventure. But as I said, we're here in Northern Ireland, just outside of Belfast. But I flew into Belfast last night, got the plane over from London City Airport, the evening flight. It's actually the bank holiday weekend here. Really, really simple journey. You can be from central London to central Belfast in an hour or so. The flight itself is about an hour. You can fly from City Airport, really quick and easy to go through. But we're here in Northern Ireland, near Belfast. I flew into Belfast, and one of the things that people think about when they think about Belfast and Northern Ireland are the troubles, the political strife that's gone on over here, particularly in the 70s, 80s, 60s, even before that. But that's not what we'll be covering on Mega Trip, on this video. The reality is, I believe this is one of the best destinations in the UK. It is beautiful, it is historic, there is great nightlife. So that's what we'll be focusing on as I hang out here in Belfast with some of my best friends in the whole world. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Cue the music. Alright, well look, the audio might be a little bit ropey because I didn't bring my mic up here. You can't go to Belfast and completely ignore the politics. But like I said, that's not what we're doing in this video. But we have come to the famous Stormont, the Northern Irish Assembly, the home of the government that meets here occasionally, built in 1932. And that's kind of cool. It's an interesting building, very imperial looking, I guess. I think what else is quite cool as you come down here is actually the road up to it, the Prince of Wales Avenue, and we can look back down that leading up to the main building, and from the bottom there right the way back up past the statue of Carson to the Stormont building. That is pretty much spot on a mile. Right, I'm not going to promise that's the only political stuff we'll do, but let's not try to do too much. We'll go check out some of the other wonders of Northern Ireland from the wonderful city of Belfast on this amazing sunny day. So who was Carson?
Some guy that's created.
So if you want a local history expert here in Belfast, call somebody else, not Ross. So Northern Ireland is one of my favourite places in the UK, and in fact one of my favourite places in the world. Not just because of the recent history and not just because of the crack in the bars and in the restaurants, but also the beauty and the history. And today we're at a place called Grey Abbey. Grey Abbey, that you can see here, was a Cistercian monastery, and it was actually the first church or first abbey or group of churches in all of Ireland to be built in the Gothic style. I'll just try and find a good little view of this place so you can kind of get a little bit of the vibe. If you look at this, you can see it's now an old ruin, but absolutely beautiful on a day like today. I mean, if you like your history and you like your old architecture, you could do a lot worse than coming somewhere like this. And this is one of many places around here that you'll find out in the lush green countryside of Northern Ireland here in the UK. But look at this, stunning garden, amazing architecture, and like I said, built in the Gothic style with a little wander through this gateway here. One of the things you can see when you're here, and I probably won't be able to pick them up on the camera, but one of the things you can see are gargoyles. Now, there'll be more on the outside of the building, but one of them we've noticed is maybe not a kind of traditional gargoyle, a grotesque face. It's actually more of a grotesque arse mooning from the side of the building. Who said that monks don't have a sense of humour, eh? A little known fact about Grey Abbey here is this building was actually built as a tribute to me, to Megatrip Dom. And you can tell that right here from this sign. All about Dom. Obviously, not quite true. So here at Grey Abbey, one of the things they have if you're into your horticultural stuff is the little herb garden that my friend reliably tells me they used to grow some psychedelics. Anyway, check this out. So a bit of a drive out of Belfast, let's say 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. We've come to the east of the city, or northeast of the city, to the Ards Peninsula and down to Strangford Lock. Check this out. We're now right down where the sea enters the lock. So this is a saltwater or sea lock, and you can see all the way up there the entrance to where the seawater comes in, and we're in the beautiful little town of Portaferry. And Portaferry, I mean the clue in the name, it's the port here where you get the ferry across to the other side of Strangford Lock to the town of Strangford. So that's what we're doing right now. We've just stopped to wait and queue up to get the boat over from this beautiful little picturesque town. And you might see some footage, I'll see what I can cut in of the drive here. Absolutely wonderful rolling hills down to this picturesque little bay. And we did see as well as we were driving up, you started to see some dolphins leaping out. There's also things like seals, herons, lots of beautiful wildlife, and some absolutely amazing views all the way across Strangford Lock. Absolutely stunning. The UK is sometimes underestimated for its beauty, but this really is one of the top spots. Anyway, we'll chill out for a little bit and then join me on the boat over the lock. So in case you're wondering what a ferry across Strangford Lock costs you, from Portaferry to Strangford, one-way car with what, 3 people?
3 people.
2 adults and a child sleeping in the back. That was the grand total of £10.30 of your greatest English pounds. If you're confused, in the north of Ireland, it's pounds, it's part of the UK. So that's what in euros, about 13 euro?
Yeah, but
$14, something like that. Absolute bargain. Yeah, we'll see you on the other side. Thank you for watching Megatrip. I hope you're enjoying this video from Northern Ireland. Please do, if you're enjoying it, hit that little like button, leave me a comment, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So as ever, the orders are
like, comment, subscribe.
So as is quite often the case here on Megatrip, things haven't gone exactly to plan. The idea was to hang out at Strangford, have a little look around there on the other side of where the ferry went to. Now, I also planned to get out of the car on the ferry and film a bit more, but you can probably see from this footage that the weather got a little bit crazy and we didn't get out of the car at all. And then we got to Strangford. It was super cool, there was loads going on, but it was super busy and we couldn't find anywhere to park. So instead, we've headed down the coast a little bit, try and get some lunch and check out the lovely little town of Ardglass. And you can see here, this is an old fishing town on the coast. Beautiful views out over the sea, perhaps a little bit more rustic. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go and try and get something to eat, and most importantly, make sure that we don't drive the car into the sea. Let's go. So we walked up the hill away from the port for a spot of lunch. Ross has found us a nice interesting place to go. We're actually going to the Ardglass Golf Club, home to the world's oldest clubhouse. It's been around since 1405. A little bit different, but we'll give this a go. Let's get in and get a bit of lunch. Cheers. It's very nice, isn't it?
cheers. Cheers. Is it a creamer?
We're going to find out.
Do the tip of the glass.
Can I split the G? That's the...
Yeah.
I would say that is spot on.
Just about, like.
Just about.
Thank you.
Straight down the middle. G split. Like a pro. Cheers. So now I've turned my mic on, continuing our windswept adventure in rural Northern Ireland. We were thinking about trying to get to the mountains of Mourne today, but it's probably a little bit too far because we've got some stuff we want to do this evening. And we've come down to see the wonderful Torella Beach. Check this out. A wonderful, beautiful sandy beach, much like something like Camber Sands. You see Lindsay there, get me some B-roll. Lots of people out enjoying it. It is a little bit cold and wet today, so it's been raining, as you've seen earlier. It's only 15 degrees because once again, it is the August bank holiday here in the UK, so you never can tell what you're going to get. But you can just imagine, if the weather was nice, I might have brought my swimming gear and got in here into the Irish Sea and paddled away. And there are plenty of people in here having a little swim, giving it a go. And also worth noting, if you do want to come and have a swim, there are lifeguards on duty down here. There's 3 lifeguards, a safe swimming area. So very well looked after, very safe, nice family place. No dogs allowed apparently though, although I do see some dogs on the beach, so maybe not that well enforced. But how beautiful is this? So that's pretty much it for this video. In the shadow of the mountains of Mourne that you might see over there, here on Tyrella Beach. Now, Before I sign off though, please, 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 if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a little thumbs up. If you have any comments, if you thought something was interesting, if you want to see something different, leave a nice little comment below. And most importantly, please do make sure if you're not subscribed, you subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on. It's the little button just down there that says subscribe, the little bell notification. It doesn't cost you anything, but only 14% of the people watching these videos are subscribed. It just makes sure you get a nice little alert whenever I drop new content, which is a minimum of once a week on Saturday. So with that, for this video, all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching Megatrip, keep travelling, and I'll see you next time.
It's pretty.
It's pretty. Bit cold?
Yeah. Bit windy, but sure, that's Northern Ireland for you.
Yeah. Like this all year?
All year.
Sometimes more rain?
Sometimes more rain.
Yeah, only a little rain today. I love it. It's gorgeous.
Atmospheric.
Atmospheric indeed. I think Ross is bored.